shadows, how you keep shallow all the broken dreams, and you keep going on, how you always want more. Take a piece out of me and leave me out to bleed. I'm sorry, couldn't be the one, couldn't fill you up. I should've never left, couldn't give you what you needed. I don't wanna see right through it, I just want someone to see me, feel me in the way you do it. Please don't give up on me, man. Maybe I'm not really worth it, safely keep my distance. Hazy, feeling different with it, never keep on going distant. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know why you feeling low. I just wanna feel different, I don't wanna know. Oh, I just wanna know, I just wanna go. Everything's not the same, yeah. I just wanna go back home. I just wanna know you're there. Quit putting up my defense, because I'm right on the edge. And I'm not indestructible, I'm not indestructible. My heart is under repair, as if you even would care. That I'm not indestructible, I'm not indestructible. Like sometimes I wonder if I could've been the one. Maybe that was just a dream, could've faced my self-esteem. Every night I told you I could never give up. I wasted so much time overthinking what I could've done. Lately I don't know anymore, maybe I just wanna be okay. Be okay, let me be. So much I have lost in the north, I just wanna make you feel me now. 100,000 meters deep and I don't feel a thing. Maybe I should feel the pain deep inside my inner brain. Almost every time I had to make it different, I don't even know the truth anymore. I just wanna feel different, I don't wanna know. Oh, I just wanna know, I just wanna go. Everything's not the same, yeah. I just wanna go back home. I just wanna know you're there. Quit putting up my defense, because I'm right on the edge. And I'm not indestructible, I'm not indestructible. My heart is under repair, as if you even would care. That I'm not indestructible, I'm not indestructible. I can never seem to fight the feeling. Broken hearts needed healing. I keep an open mind of mine, but I just can't sleep tonight. I don't wanna see my parents go. I'm afraid of changing, growing old.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on in. This is the Tenax series, season number 2. My name is AriCast here with Cherry J, and we've got some absolute banger matchups to start this week number 1 off. Cherry, how are we feeling today?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting off with Sad Frost looking to make some plays, but after dropping 3 players, who knows if they're actually going to have what it takes to really come out of the gate swinging here and bringing us to a map win. Because as this tournament works, it's only one map. You have one chance to win it all. So I'm looking forward to it, but we do have 2 matches tonight as well. We will be seeing Event Horizon in match number 2, which I'm looking forward to. I see them everywhere I go. This is going to be their Game Changers team. So who knows whether or not they're going to be up for the task of winning today's matchup as well.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this is all of these teams here are game changers or marginalized genders, whatever you want to call it here. So that is the competition you're experiencing today. And also, like you mentioned, BO1s throughout these entire group stages. So there's two groups. Everybody's got BO1s. It's a single round robin. And then I believe the top two from each group will go in and play the playoffs. Maybe I'm making that number up. Maybe it's top four. I don't know. But either way, still, you want to perform well in the groups. You want to get that victory early so that you can feel a little bit less pressure towards the back end. And then you just have to win in that playoff stage. So, yeah, just can't wait to get this game started as well, because we do have, like you mentioned, two matchups to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I personally I'm not totally sure how map picks are decided. I don't know if you have any insight on that, but it would be interesting to see what these teams will be going for here. Apparently, these are chosen ahead of time, but agents select upon us here. Let's see what these teams are deciding to run at us today.
Yeah, so it looks like
Ooh.
this map is going to be Abyss, and so the sequence for best of one maps is everybody just keeps on banning until you got one map left, and so it will be this Abyss. I don't know if you hate to see it or you love to see it, but either way, that's what you're going to get for a result. And looks like Cypher, the staple as well, they're still going to be looking strong, but you're seeing a Jets. That's pretty typical for both sides. However, the Reyna is a bit questionable to me. I know it's not locked in, but what are your thoughts on Reyna's potential here on Abyss? Okay, never mind. No, never mind.
Well, honestly, I don't even hate the idea of arena, since at least if you like look at ranked, I think that running that double duelist with one that isn't really meant for taking early engagements and running into the site, I kind of like that playstyle. So running the Reyna or ISO wouldn't be terrible here, but it does seem very interesting that Centric Charmers are going to be going for the Astra to start off game number one here, since there was recently a buff basically putting her back at what she was back in the 2022 meta of having that 5-star advantage over the 4 stars. So looking forward to seeing if we're going to be seeing the same thing from Sad Frost, but it does seem like they are dead set on running the Omen here along with the Cypher. No changes whatsoever. And those are going to be the agents.
Yeah, I mean, the controller is really the only difference here, right? You have the Astra versus the Omen. Of course, Sad over on that attacking side, Centric Charmers on the defensive. So we know by reputation, right? Sad Frost have been kind of one of the teams to beat, right? They are that we are the high tier org. We have a quality team, quality players. We've been so experienced through all of these different competitions. So Centric Charmers definitely going to have to prove themselves here. And of course, we will get those name titles swapped for you at the top so everybody can be on the same page. But again, Sad Frost on that attack. We know they're an aggressive team. We honestly love seeing that aggressive fashion. But on a map like Abyss, you can't quite do that into, well, a Cypher.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense that you wouldn't want to run into that Cypher's traps wherever you go. So I don't know. I mean, personally, I think that we're probably going to be seeing an interesting setup here from the defense side, where they are going to be opting to have their Cypher on the B site, which usually, when you look at least ranked, it's usually a character that's picked and moved over towards A, since there's a lot better trap activations areas on the A site than what you see competitively on the B. So right now, they are going to be doing a 2-1-2 split here with a camera set up in mid and a massive A push incoming.
Yeah, A push for sure. You're already going to see that Gecko get tagged up a little bit, but stay already finding the first blood. Just like that, bomb goes down. And then good old faithful, it's Abyss, it's A site. So everybody's going to funnel right back into A main, and they're going to play for this post plant because, well, that's how you play this map. It's kind of like Sunset B side. Now, I wish they would have at least one player on this site here, stall it out just a little bit more, somebody more expendable in this scenario. And that is, of course, in terms of util, everybody's still very, very solid in terms of the gunplay, but the initial tap comes through. There's the Astra Nova Suck as well, so that should get that going. But Sad Frost now going to have to keep getting the spam online, and it will do so for right now. There's a first pick, comes out from Light. Punks as well, finding one, but it's even right back for Sad Frost, and they look to be taking this one all the way home. It's 1-0 Sad Frost as the bomb takes down literally everyone.
Yeah, a great opening round from Sad Frost, which also I wouldn't be surprised if after that starting round they see that the cipher was not placed over towards the A site to start with. They might go for it again. But who knows? Because I mean, this is a round where you would expect the cipher to at least buy a single tripwire, at least and as far as I've seen, it's a pretty good buy and a pretty common buy to be able to get that tripwire, and then you have a chance at least picking up a kill going into the next round. It's a little bit more profitable than buying a shorty or something like that. But it does seem like no utility will be purchased. An interesting buy, not totally the worst thing possible. And already, good thing that Stay did not go up into heaven, since there's a classic with their name on it.
Well, not just a classic, but of course the Sentinels classic. And well, never mind. It's good for a headshot, though I'll give you that. But Sad Stay still clean with that Vandal. Now, an additional kill to add to their tally. Of course, they're going to get smoked off, but the gameplay is the same as before. You can try and expect a different result here, but I don't guarantee it's going to get you anything different. Sad Stay now with another kill. That star still available, and oh my gosh, it's just on the initial tab. Wait a minute. Stay? Hello? Looking for the ace? No, just yoinked on away by Australis. You hate to see it, but hey, you still win the round anyway.
Realization after our amazing tournament organizer just told me that apparently when I logged into vMix, the wrong microphone was being used. So haha, jokes on me. So that was nice. Thank you for that. Apparently
You
I
sound
had
great.
a mic.
Hey, you just you were sick in the first two rounds, and now you're here, and you just got a little bit cleaned up as the rounds are going through. So warm up with your voice, just as Centric Charmers might be feeling into this game. Oh my, already three down.
This
Yeah,
is
just
not
picks up one
looking
with the
too good
Guardian.
here.
Let's see. They're going to walk towards mid here. I mean, you have the first pick if you're Sad Frost, so you don't necessarily need to fight for an additional advantage. Of course, you do still have to get onto site somehow. The dash a little bit into the wall, but still this a split name of the game. Unsane is going to get taken right on down, and it feels like the value from that cipher on this B site hasn't been too hot so far. Maybe need to see some other adaptation. Stay gets traded out, but the damage done. Remember, two more left for Centric Charmers here, but that's not the healthiest of situations when one of your players is absolutely less than one tap and you're still in the same scenario as the two previous rounds. This is not looking good, and I think if Centric Charmers want a chance to maybe take one of these away, they're going to have to throw a different approach going into this next round as Wildflower. We can trust they are a good player, but now stunned up, spotted out, it will be them taken down as Sad Frost get to 3.
Yes, Sad Frost, especially K on the Astra, really putting in work here, using these stars very proficiently, which I think that this is a character that they look really good on and something that they probably have practiced a lot before this. So this new meta really revolving around Astra will most likely favor this team highly going into future matches.
I mean, for sure, especially with the recent Astra buff, Astra going back now to 5 stars as opposed to being capped at 4. Unsane now going to be trying to get something done with the Sheriff, but actually just gets taken on down. K with that Guardian, the Astra. We talked about them before the round, but can they land the bullets? The answer, no. So the Guardian will fall to the floor. A tripwire will alert the teams that they are going to pick up that rifle. But Australis, meanwhile, if they figure out that they're losing space A, they're going to take space B. They find the pick, and that will be a site execute done and dusted. Stay clean with the Blade Storm and making it just 2 players remaining. One with the Guardian, one with the Sheriff. Punks lands the first few shots, but that's just going to be 3 down. Realizing they have everything in their hands unfolding for them, it's Sad Frost at 4.
Yeah, I mean, Sad Frost having a very good performance here, able to take the bonus and
able to pick up a couple ultimates already on the board here. We do see the Thrash, we do see the Neural Theft coming online, and along with that, after these couple rounds, their economy is going to be fluctuating non-existently. Like, they don't need any more money because they're already completely maxed out. And Punk's looking to not even go for a Vandal, and now has that Blade Storm one ult point away, which, I mean, might not have been the correct play since Sad Frost is going for that site that the Jet would have wanted to go for an ult or bomb.
I mean, whatever you want to say, Sad Frost have just looked amazing right now, and I think that's not just on Centric Charmers to necessarily. It's not their fault, right? They're just getting absolutely stomped. This is a beautiful form by Sad Frost, but I do think Centric Charmers can do a little bit more here. We'll see how this retake goes. The answer is not well for the moment, but Unsane lands 2 clean Guardian shots. However, the Thrash will not find any of those detains, but Australis clean with the shots, leaving it to just Light, who will fall down into the darkness. It'll be Sad Frost with 5, and it feels like this lead, it's going to keep on going until Centric Charmers can find themselves a first blood or some form of massive map control.
Yeah, and I think Centric Charmers even has had a first blood at one point or another. And even with that, they still have been unable to really push through. They're just throwing themselves against a wall. And honestly, I think that this team, their defense, I don't know. I still don't love the idea of having your Cypher being the sole holding B. Obviously, I don't think it really totally matters since Sad Frost does have the Sova shock darts along with the Gecko, who does have a decent amount of utility to clear those away, but especially with the Astro Ball, the Cosmic Divide is going to cause a lot of damage.
The fact that Unsane gets one there is truly insane, and I think Stay is acknowledging it in the match chat as well, but oh, Light goes down to the Molly up in heaven. That is not going to go well for you. It's tough because you don't see that Molly when it's in the smoke. You jump on in thinking you're safe, and oh boy, you are done and dusted. Australis now with 4 looking for the ace, but no. It's K that steals it away, and a little bit of karma from when they stole Stay's ace earlier.
Yeah, lots of aces being stolen, and honestly, it doesn't even matter because Sad Frost, they are having 0 difficulty right now, especially after they're putting Centric Charmers on that eco round. And when you're in such a difficult position as Sad Frost is giving Centric Charmers right now, I mean, you just can't let this happen. And it seems like we're going to finally be seeing something that's going to maybe give a little bit more value with an aggressive push, but even that is going to be respected, and now they just back up, but oh!
Wait a minute, this is doable. I'm getting a little bit of flashbacks back to VCT Champions with Heretics and EDG in that final game, that final map of the Grand Finals, where the Thrifty definitely threw the tides of that one back into one team's favor, but when it's evened out, it is a 3v3, no landslide into a round win just quite yet. Gun Barrel, I think, spotted, but no boy, K just swings with confidence and gets the good to go. It's going to be Sad Frost now with the 3v2 numbers advantage, and they have everybody over towards A main again. This is a very long run for Centric Charmers. So what they're going to do is cross through mid here. They really have one option, and it is to go through A main. By the time Sad Frost realized, they're just going to push back on the site.
Yeah, and with them having to push fast, you are completely right. The entire side of Sad Frost making sure they play this as safe as possible, putting down the darts, but they made a little bit of a mistake, and now trades come out and 1 player remaining, but Chloe cannot do it for the team, and Sad Frost on 7th round. That looked easily the closest round that Centric Charmers have had yet. So honestly, I wouldn't count them out just yet. As we saw earlier this week with the TSM match, a high lead does not always mean a win.
I mean, for sure, right? If you're up to a big lead like this, it's certainly possible for you to take a map win and a comeback and stuff like that, but Centric Charmers, right? You got to get your first on the board, and I feel like that's where it's going to be tough, and it has been proven to be tough. Taking that early map control is going to go really, really well for you, and now you see them not doing it this round. Instead, they actually just give up that same space, go back to what they did before, and now they're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, right now though, the flood onto the A site is commencing. Lots of people, mosh pit coming out, but Stay will be the first one down. Chloe able to find that opening pick, making Centric Charmers have a little bit of confidence coming into this, but while Spike is still on the site, there is an element ready to attack. That could be detrimental, but no, it's not. Doesn't hit the Astra, and the Astra gets away scot-free.
Actually doable though. 2v2 again. It feels like every time that Centric Charmers are in this even number scenario, somebody is just absolutely famished in terms of health. And Unsane, well, clearing at least a close angle, but up there to the heaven, and it's just a double swing that comes out, one from above, one from the side, and well, that'll get the job done. Once again, Sad Frost find themselves at 8, and it feels like Centric Charmers, they're struggling. And it really does come down to that map control.
This goes here.
Yeah, I mean, it really just seems like Sad Frost cannot even lose. They're just continuously finding these round wins.
Yes,
And
this should do.
honestly, I think this is going to be a decent idea from Centric Charmers with the massive push down A main. Paranoia. There's the Dizzy. Just a lot of util and gonna definitely clear this out.
I mean, Stay already finding the first on through. No dash, but still one smoke here. And Punk's at least finding one additional kill, but swinging into a smoke and a dart. Hold up. It's certainly doable, but K, good for the first shot, and it's going to back on up. There's a Sova ult, there's a neural theft, everything spelling out that Centric Charmers should get their first round here. But of course, you can't count K out, just as you can't count out Centric Charmers. They still have that pull off from the bomb, and it's going to be tough here for the Centric Charmers to get that defuse fully stuck here. Not pulling up the star until a few seconds later, so could be halved, but K knows that, has a sneaking suspicion, snags the first kill, and now a 1v1 from what was a 2v1. Now not even halved, and the flick is beautiful. K, what have you just done to the enemy team?
Yeah, a phenomenal clutch, not letting anything go by unpunished. Centric Charmers, though, 4 ults on the board. This could potentially be it. No, we gotta give that hope. Gotta at least hope for some type of return into this match. And, 9-3 is the scoreline that we would want from a team getting into this league on day 1. But with a save by like this, I just don't see it happening. Although I do like the Cypher setting up on A now. It is a little bit refreshing. Because, oh my gosh, I know at least from my ranked games, seeing those Cypher setups A main, it hurts me just thinking about it.
Made noise though, they don't know where it's from.
That was a mistake. And that Astra can't help.
I mean, I get the idea, right? You don't know how many players are there. You think you're going to get blinded, so you have to give up your position one way or another. Punk's now dashing on wide aisle. But there's so many players here. Hello, do they expect the second? They should, because Chloe picked up the rifle and did the flash over towards mid. This should be a little bit of a misplay from Centric Charmers. They should have been together here, but now you start to split on up. This retake becomes a lot more tough, and now with Wildfire, the only one left on site with a Marshall is clean for the first shot, but are you really going to save the Marshall here? It looks like it. And that's, again, not the ideal result. Okay, yeah, I think just dying to bomb here. Yep.
Yeah, an unfortunate series of events for Centric Charmers having that hope, but the Hunter's Fury is all that's needed to shut it down, and especially on to Wildflower, who really was going wild with that Marshall, now on an Operator, which is definitely an interesting choice to give your Sova the op, but I mean, I guess you really only have the Jet, who would be a better choice for it, so we'll see how well this goes for him. they are going to be placed on the wrong sites. That operator is going to not get as much value as one would hope. Sad Frost, however, are definitely hoping for this exact situation, destroying all the Cypher util, not having any deaths, and now the site's been taken.
Yeah, the site once again taken, and even with the Cypher picking the right site this time, right? Unsane sets up on the correct site, but now you just don't have any sort of space. Oh, you get tagged on out, especially by that dart, and sure, it's a 1-for-1 trade. You take down the Battle of the Jets, but Sad Frost, they still have this post plant set up, right? They still have this Astra sitting in the back line, just going to be taking their time. Any second that's stalled on down is beautiful for Sad Frost, but the bullets as well will do is just as good as any for stalling this one, and no even attempt at a defuse as Sad brings this to almost a flawless half, just one round away.
Yeah, the flawless half does seem to be incoming here with a not so great buy coming in from Scented Charmers with a Bulldog, a Guardian, 3 Vandals and Phantoms, and only 1 full Shields to compensate. So we'll see whether or not this is enough, but with only 2 relatively weak ultimates available, I just don't see it.
I mean,
but
especially now that Stay is, picked up the first kill originally, just right off rip. I mean, they have knives as well. It's just, it feels like you're fighting so hard, and the only way you can magically get back into these rounds is if Sad makes a mistake, but Stay is so crispy with it. Lands a beautiful headshot onto Unsane, and, you know, spotting that Cypher off site means that you are full to just run onto this A site, or the B site for that matter. Pick one, and you'll have your way. But it's just, again, the same scenario that we keep on seeing. Sure, Punks picks up 1. That was interesting. I don't quite know where Stay died there, but sure, you'll take it. The Wingman's on the bomb, will get pulled off from the Astra Star. Now the Blade Storm, it's Punks that needs to land the shots and will not do so. 3 down, lands the first kill. Now just down to 1 HP Chloe, and that will not be enough. Like we said it, like we prefaced, it's Sad Frost now with a flawless half, 1 away from the clean sweep 13-0.
They mess with one of us, they mess with all
yeah, it does seem likely. And now, I mean, Sad Frost, they're on their defensive side here. And especially with this type of composition, I personally just don't see a way where 12 rounds could be found without dropping a single one.
right there.
But we'll see if Scented Charmers can do it, because honestly, I think Chloe has been playing relatively well, probably better and higher performance than some of the Sad players that we've seen. So maybe we can see a comeback from this team. The rest, some of the, I mean, I don't even say it's just players have had some outstanding picks off of Sad Frost, especially this Jet with some nice Blade Storms earlier on in the last half. However, it wasn't really enough. So right now, 1 player defending this site, with the entire right side of it being let go of by Sad Frost. There might be a chance. Oh,
that's not going anywhere. I mean, tactical bait, sure. You get a kill off of it, sure, we'll take it. I mean, 3 down. Still left on site by themselves, playing off the trip.
oh,
And they get 2? That's absurd. I mean, 2 in that spot, you know, not unheard of, but just with the classic, those circumstances, it feels like everything just goes your way. It's a 3v3 even up now, but Scented Charmers, once again, they don't have anything to get this Wingman off the bomb. All they have to do is hope for the spam. They're going to listen for the audio cues, but Stay is going to swing you and shoot you in the face. And now 1 bullet away. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Sad Stay, the spearhead for Sad Frost. It's 13-0.
yeah, Sad Frost really just completely dominating Scented Charmers in map number 1 today. I mean, you can't even make this up. A phenomenal map, a phenomenal abyss from the side of Sad GC, but that is what you would expect from a team as strong as what they have performed in past tournaments. So honestly, can't say it's surprising.
Yeah, as much as we want to say like it is surprising, and we do believe in Centric Charmers. Don't get me wrong; some of those rounds they were very, very close. But I think there was just an issue with the game plan overall, right? You had maybe the cipher setting up on one side, and they were really relying on that to find value. And then when it didn't find value, they thought, well, we just run out of ideas all of a sudden. Like we're just trying to adjust elsewhere. And it's like, well, the enemy team is going to keep trying to capitalize on that same mistake or on that thing that's not finding the value you're thinking of. So by pushing back, by either fighting early for that space, that's where you're going to find that success. And they did. They found it, but then they weren't able to land those clutch situations. Should it have been a 13-0? Absolutely not. But it certainly was the outcome here, and you have to give props to Sad here for pulling off a beautiful, beautiful win.
Yeah, absolutely. They completely dominated, and honestly, they might be able to do it again later on since they still have a couple more teams that they have to fight. This is 6 teams after all, so who knows? Maybe they'll have a flawless run. Maybe they'll fall short right before, but we still have another match to go for. And right now, we're going to be heading to a short break, but don't go anywhere since this next map could be a lot more competitive.
Yeah, we'll see you guys then. Take care.
What I do this for, you're never here when you're needed most. It's a fucked up life, but it's the one I chose. This is for the one that'll cry when he's lonely. This is for the girl that'll never get to know me. This is for the past that I can't let control me. This is for the fam, for the homies. This is for the one that'll cry when he's lonely. This is for the girl that'll never get to know me. This is for the past that I can't let control me. This is for the fam, for the homies. I'm falling asleep, falling in, different plane. For a long time in my mind, all the memories I remember, couldn't realize at the time what it was. Devil indeed or human need, come from me, excuse me please, I'll be gone for a while. Pray for me, human mind. I hate my dreams, never get inner peace. For a long time in my mind, all the memories I remember since a kid. Look at me, holding me, the time that's come and gone. That's my need, always been. Look at me, human need, because for eternity. For a long time in my mind, all the memories I remember since a kid. Look at me, holding me, the time that's come and gone. That's my need, always been. Look at me, human need, because for eternity. I wake up, I realize eternal life is in my mind. I wake up, I realize eternal life. For a long time in my mind, all the memories I remember, couldn't realize at the time what it was. Devil indeed or human need, come from me, excuse me please, I'll be gone for a while. Pray for me, human mind. I hate my dreams, never get inner peace. For a long time in my mind, all the memories I remember, couldn't realize at the time what it was. I'm falling asleep, falling in, different plane, it's getting late. I've been up all night writing songs about you and me under the starlight. Every time you think of me is when I feel high. Every moment we had, there ain't no coming back. But when you're right by my side, that's when I feel alive. I can't wait till the daylight. Your love showed me the better side. I couldn't let it go this time. Nothing was under my control, 'cause you became my world. I can't wait till the daylight. Your love feels so right. No one else. It's you and me and no one else. It's you and me and no one else. Me and no one else. It's like LSD, LED provide the light for me to see. Through the midst of the darkest night, the RGB shine, vibrates so bright, synchronized to the vibes we create tonight. Stuck in a vivid dream, conscious is this lucidity real? Cautious, 'cause life ain't really what it seemed. The reality we meet, filled with deceit and disease. Could we ever be redeemed by the gods and the goddess we made in they picture? Supposed to be flawless, let me sip the elixir to gain all the knowledge. All I access is liquor, rendering me godless, regardless, in need of guidance, your highness. The light so bright, dim the brightness. It shines so deep through my iris. Find your kindness or leave me be, leave me blinded.
My feelings drown tonight low. It's 'cause I'm dreaming in this light show. Might not feel sleepy, but my mind's blown. Drop to 50, pardon the white snow. It's 'cause my feelings drown tonight low. It's 'cause I'm dreaming in this light show. Might not feel sleepy, but my mind's blown. Drop to 50, pardon the white snow.
Things I know got me stuck, locked up in all the things I know. Got me on it all night thinking, why is it the socks of the times? Lost in the motion and time is flowing with the ocean is timeless. I'm changing my focus this time. If walking away is too easy, do you really know what it took me to stay? Yeah. Do you know what it took me to say? Yeah, yeah. Do you see when I call or text just to ask why you blocking the line to your phone? The reason that you're always alone. Mixing the signals this time and true. Give me more reason this time for me to see there's a beautiful side. To see that there's beauty inside of you. Closer am I the only one that's looking for closure? It's always me, like your love language foreign. Yeah, can't you see that your language is foreign, baby? You're breaking my heart right now. Don't pull things apart right now. It turns into horror, yeah. Too dark to explorer, but I know. Got me stuck, locked up in all the things I know. Got me on it all night thinking. Wise to the sauce of the times. Lost in emotion and time is flowing with the ocean is timeless. Changing the focus.
I can never really focus. This love we have is really finna start to choke us. Staying off the grid, you kinda wonder if I notice. Sorry, wanna answer calls, don't have a clue about where my phone is. I apologize if you're offended by the song. I'm fighting back by right and wrong. Now we were connecting as if Texas the new normal. Closer every day, but why the fuck you playing formal? Playing with my chest, but it's the heart she wanna break. She knows what it takes. She always had her way. She's breaking my heart right now. She texts me when she's in town. Don't know if it's love we found. I'm numb when you're not around. Your love's always out of bounds. So girl, I'm a mean girl, do you know what it took me to stay? We grew too fucking cold. Was there any other way? She's breaking my heart right now. Text me when she's inside. I know. Got me stuck, locked up in all the things you know. Why do we fight over nothing? You've always been in such a rush, and I come from the tropics, no season for cuffing. Shove in my face, you got thousands of options, thinking that they'll make you feel something. Some of them act like they could if I went back in time. I'm not sure that I would, swear that I never thought that love could bring us tragedy. But girl, you did it so casually. You broke down my walls. Would you hold me if I ever were to fall? Gave you my everything, I gave you my all. You took my soul and left nothing at all. Was that your plan all along? Missing you was doing me wrong, but don't come and tell me your favorite song. I'll keep it as real as it comes. Waiting for the right time. Temperatura tão preso na nighttime. Burning sensation in my chest. Tô me afogar nas coisas que disseste. Wish you had told me all that in advance. I wanted to take you to France and live our own way of romance. But if it don't kill you, it's making you stronger. If they took me back, I would do it again. But now I'm contradicting myself. Baby girl, um planeta verde no véu. Será que ainda contas as estrelas no céu? You took me to hell and so casually. You broke down my walls. Would you hold me if I ever were to fall? Gave you my everything, I gave you my all. You took my soul and left nothing at all. Wasted time, I don't mind. Held on to memories made by your side. You said we should have even tried anything after you. I swear not to make anyone my everything. Mas quando a noite
our friends, we should let go. We should make space, we should go slow. You're a bright light, I'm a dark cloak. You're a nice girl, but I'm a dumb joke. I can be the guy that you say you don't need. You can sit pretty in my passenger seat. You say you like my smile, I hate showing my teeth. You're a cute gift that I know I can't keep. The girl of my dreams. Another episode, another open door, and I know where it goes and what I'm waiting for. I'm saying words that I know I don't believe in. I don't know if you want me, I'll never lean in. I'm so stubborn, I hate it, but I just keep on freaking out. Falling out of love with writing songs, but love the sound. Pretty little things, you like the flow and how I sing the words. I'll pretend it's off the top, I wrote it all for her. Yeah, I'm a little drunk, yeah, I'm a little hurt, but I'll do anything to stop from feeling worse. To stop from feeling down. I don't feel love when you're not around, and I don't feel me, no, not right now. Another episode, another open door, and I know where it goes and what I'm waiting for.
I'm falling down again, I'm drawing in your eyes. I'm looking for myself, still wanna touch the sky. My lips are cold, my life is stranger vibes. Just know it was my fault, but never tell them I.
Между полюсов, от того не легче переносов. От тебя подальше улечу на остров. Читаю между строк, между слов и слог. Сочиняю рифмы и сказать вам. Прямиком зимы я курю вдали. Уже знакомая мелодия, мы как дикари. Я опять упал, но в твоих глазах я ищу себя. И кто бы мне сказал, что так холодно бывает иногда. Мешая все в один стакан, только без льда. Очень странный вальс, когда вокруг бардак. Череда событий, мимо в торопях. Ну и кто же им покажет, либо даст понять, что происходит внутри нас. Подай же знак.
I'm falling down again, I'm drawing in your eyes. I'm looking for myself, still wanna touch the sky. My lips are cold, my life is stranger vibes. Just know it was my fault, but never tell them I. But never tell them I. But never tell them I.
Everyone's a snake, including myself. You helped me, I hurt you. Society has taught me not to care for how you feel or how you felt. Every single year it feels like this world's getting closer to hell. Yeah, these days I don't really wanna go outside, Birthday, found out that my friend died. I can't go to class cause I keep my head down, never look around. Extrovert turn introvert cause I realized I wasn't the clown. Please don't tell me that I'm different, I've been craving being normal, and depression's not a figment, it's the nature of this world. If deplenishing depression is the question, then the lesson is acceptance. But you live your life and I'll live mine, cause I am probably not the guy to give advice. How about you just take the mic, you should try, cause I'm sick to my stomach, but you're toxic and you love it. Happiness was so close, I could almost touch it, but I snuffed it. Snakes in my bed, I don't wanna go home. My position isn't different, I'd be better off alone. I just cut ties and I lose my mind. I don't wanna look up when there's no upside. Snakes in my bed, I don't wanna go home. My position isn't different, I'd be better off alone. I just cut ties and I lose my mind. I don't wanna look up when there's no upside. People talk about me more than they talk to me, making accusations like he probably is doing things that are obviously absurd. From what I've heard, he's doing hard drugs or lying to the one he loves. I have never changed, so there's no way that he did. Okay, I'm leaving, I've never felt needed, and you're adding to this feeling. Treason's the reason I'm never breathing, I'm bleeding and sting. Snakes in my bed, venom's left on the sheets. Worst part of a snake is they shed and then leave, bigger for the next victim they infect. More poison in their teeth, let it sink, then you're dead. You can have all of these opinions, but the moment I fight back, I'm infringing dominion over your feelings and made out to be the villain. How does that make any sense? I'm scared to be alone, more afraid of going home. There's snakes in my bed, I don't wanna go home. My position isn't different, I'd be better off alone. I just cut ties and I lose my mind. I don't wanna look up when there's no upside. Snakes in my bed, I don't wanna go home. My position isn't different, I'd be better off alone. I just cut ties and I lose my mind. I don't wanna look up when there's no upside.
I am magic and you study magic. There's a difference. And I really don't think you understand the significance of the things that you do. Your words are seeds that grow like bamboo. So why do you keep saying all these things that aren't true? I ask you to just be real with me. Explain how you feel to me. But you just keep revealing to me that you really aren't ready to be dealing with me. Because I am magic and you study magic. And there's a difference. I can't entertain this ignorance. Too often there's been this recurrence of men seeming to be a disturbance from being right on my path, but I won't let them distract me from what I came here to attract. Yes, I promise to stay intact. Sometimes I do be feeling attacked, but I try to never react, because I know I'm not supposed to take anything personal. Because I know everyone feels like we have these voids to fill. That's why I'm okay with just staying still. Because I am magic and you study magic. And there's a difference, and that's okay.
What's that sound, magic? What's that sound, magic? On my crown, magic. Don't play around, magic. You just found magic. I don't want none of your study. Know your energy is a habit. Find your inner peace if you have it. It's okay if you don't. Don't play games, gotta say what you want. Wanted you to brighten up my day, but you don't. Riding on a whole different way when you go. Can't distract me in bliss I want. We were brought here to have some fun. Don't have time for the basic ones. Can't fly or rest the way a ton. Nothing left to say now. I'll be on my way now. In the sky where you find me, but you can't walk behind me. Can't keep my heart on the breakdown. I know how much I can really take now. keep what's on your mind, please. I don't really have the time, peace.
I'm feeling so damn lost. I feel like I'm not enough. I don't wanna live no more. No, I don't wanna be here. Lost in all my emotions, trying to stop myself from hurting. I don't know how to.
Yeah, started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I don't wanna lose myself again, doing things I don't wanna do with you. And I wanna be the best at loving you, but holding on this rope is a thread that's gonna break soon. I hate myself some days. I just wanna open up and pray. I just wanna tell myself one day that I'll be okay, that I'll see you there, yeah. Wish you could've done more, knowing that you're not there. Always trying to be strong, losing my purpose. Losing you hurts more, driving through nervous, feeling like a burden, yeah. Even when the days feel long, I think of you. Doesn't feel real, I needed you. With all the time I had, I could've been there. I could've talked more, I could've done more. Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I know you're always hurting, mama, you were sick. You're in a better place now, man, I wasn't ready. Pushing through problems, man, I wasn't sure. Driving you away when I needed you the most, yeah. You were always there, listen to my feelings. I couldn't be here for the ones who knew me, but it won't never be enough for the change you made, for the pain you felt. Late at night I'm hurting, but I can't be certain. Stress has a purpose, I'm not worth it. Maybe I'm learning for the third time. Worried that you leave now, I got a lot to say. Tell me that I'm not another burden. Tell me that I won't feel it burning. Maybe it was time to go, save a spot for you in the picture. I don't think that I'll get past this. Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on back. It's the second game today of the 10X series, week number 1 for you. Again, this is season 2. My name is Ari Cass here with Cherry J. Give me a little bit of a recap of what we just saw.
Well, Ari, in simple words, it wasn't a game. It was a domination performed by the side of Sad GC in a 13-0 series. Next game up, however, Event Horizon facing off against a team that just had a 13-8 loss. So, coming into this, there is a lot of ways that this could go. Now, Freaks team, they got a cool name. They got Freaks in their name. Gone Freaks, Freaky. They have so many references in that name. So honestly, I think despite the loss, I gotta root for them. What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna not root for one team or the other, but I do think that it would be nice if they can get their first win of the 10X series here, the whole season. Because again, there's only 5 games that you do play, so that's kind of each of them being very, very important, if I must say. And so, yeah, you kind of want to win them all. But that being said, Event Horizons GC, we know that there have been some stuff going on behind the scenes with their organization. We just hope that it doesn't affect them today on the battlefield, as they are, just coming off of a scrim. Not in this league, they just played a scrim, so they're definitely going to be feeling warm as they get into this matchup today. Now, for those of you that don't know, it's a BO1, so we are going to be playing on Lotus. That's what the teams have decided on. So I should preface by saying I think we're going to know what we're seeing in terms of those comps, but for agent selection. But I mean, it's always nice to take a little gander over there and see what we got.
Yeah, I mean, we will be heading into Agent Select in just 1 second. So we will be seeing what these teams are picking here, looking into their mindsets, going into Lotus. Expect to see a raise, expect to see a fade, probably a Killjoy or Cypher to lock down that C site. And it does seem like, what is that, a deadlock under that Tenax series logo, I believe? Never mind, that's a Cypher. I do not know my characters, apparently. But coming in from the defender's side, that's a very just normal composition. You got the Gecko and Fade to run the site, put down the spike, get the info, and especially Fade, really good for the defense side, since you get that Seize, which works so well, combining with the raised paint shells and running that on A main, running it down with blast packs, maybe a paranoia, anything that you can add a dizzy just for good measure. You can really get all you'd want from this defense sided composition. In a similar way with the attackers here of Laser Freaks, with a Neon Breach and Cypher coming out here, which that Neon Breach could be deadly. So I'm super excited to see whether or not they got some plans cooked up with that.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting because you talk about aggression, and these two comps are very, very aggressive. Now, one doesn't have necessarily the double duelist per se, but you still have that raise, which, like you mentioned, can double satchel in versus the Neon, which can just go slide in. So, very, very interesting to see how the Fade will pair with the Neon, as opposed to what we know is that Seize Nade combo for Laser Freaks Ivy. But, I mean, hey, they're going to show us how it's done, right? They're going to play. They're going to let the guns do the talking as opposed to us speculating. And that's really what we need to, take more notes from is we talk too much, right? Sometimes you just got to let the players play, prove to us that they have what it takes. And like you mentioned, last time it was 13-0. It was what we expected to be a little bit more different, but instead the result just completely out the window. So again, you got to figure those things out. For those of you that don't know, Laser Freaks Ivy, again, on that defensive side, we'll get that fixed for you up towards the top. But yeah, it should be a solid game number 1 as we get into round number 1.
Yeah, we will be getting into this in just 1 second. Looking at the map right now, we'll open B site for the side of Event Horizon, putting only the Killjoy turret there with a massive attacking A execute incoming here with both the Raise and Fade pushing down onto Rubble. And Omen sitting on that B site now, going in Cubby. Will this be called out? That is the question, because that seems to be the most pressure right now, right on that B site. The turret catches Minico. It doesn't seem like anyone's going to peek off this, but so many people, but I think Event Horizon's just trapped.
I don't know what that series of events was, but I guess if you're a Laser Freaks Ivy, you'll take it. I mean, you lose all your A control, and that's not ideal, but you do at least get the even trades. It's still a 3v3 retake scenario, right? You're going to assume that Event Horizon GC will go towards this A site, go for the execute, and get the bomb down, which you'd be correct. That's exactly what they're doing here. Now, not Amy. Oh boy, is got to deal with a right click, but it's going to be vibing. That picks up Jasmine instead. A little overextension there, but Cross Unity, remember now, just 1 HP and will get taken down. This was a 3v3 clean shot. Event Horizon should have probably just grouped up, but instead they take 1v1 fights by themselves, and oh boy, no bullets left in the tank, and that's going to be it. It's Jen to clear this one off. A scary first round, but Laser Freaks Ivy come out on top.
Yeah, a very scary round. Event Horizon playing the man of the game, Lemao Jan, to take this and finish out the round. And now taking this pistol, going to give them a strong advantage into round number 2 here. And as we saw in game number 1, a decent start can lead to a great end. And Event Horizon GC, this is a team that they don't like losing that easily. We've seen them play very well in other tournaments, so I'm not too calling them out yet. But especially with the composition they're running, they gotta be winning these attack-sided rounds, because especially when you're running that Breach Neon, which is specialized for attack side rushes, running in, using the fault line, using the speed that you gain, and now it's gonna be a nice push coming in from Laser Freaks again, and just taking so many rounds.
I mean, you're seeing the ideologies here, right? Where it's the defense is going to take A, the offense is going to take C main, and it's just who can capitalize on that space more. Now, Amy will go down here over towards the backside of C, but the spray, it's got to be good, and Enders picks up the final bullet through with the Stinger, and now just 1 player remaining. Woo, that's a beautiful little dink, but that's going to be all she wrote as Laser Freaks Ivy take their second. It is that pressure that is amounting from A. I wouldn't be surprised if Event Horizon here do try and pressure the A site just a little bit more to stop from the insta flank from LFI here.
Yeah, I mean, right now, that was a pretty close round, and especially with some of the shots fired off from Event Horizon. I mean, they're going to have a very good economy coming into this next round here. But you look at the ultimate economy, we already see Lemao Jen almost up on this Thrash coming into round number 3 here. Only 2 ult orbs are remaining, and to be able to pull it out this fast into the half, I mean, this could be detrimental to Event Horizon, and it'll get there very fast if they don't stop it here.
Yeah, just taking this pre-round here, or I guess the early round to, calculate where that pressure is coming in, because Laser Freaks Ivy, they've always pushed up towards A. Now they're not this time. And so you have Event Horizon GC walking up towards the C site, which they normally do, except Laser Freaks don't actually have any sort of space. So they're going to start contact lurking, and that's what you're seeing this Omen do. They're going to insert themselves deep into B, most likely not break that trip. Otherwise, they're just going to get swamped, and that's not going to end well for their chances of winning this round. But you might be able to catch a little bit of a rotation, and that's why the jiggle's coming through. You're going to see this breach. There's going to be some contact over towards Spawn. There comes the break on the trip. The Omen takes the fight, but gets stunned up, so vibing will go down. And these players, they're still on A, though. There's still some sort of bait setup here. It's going to be a little iffy whether or not you can land the shots. And right now, Tracy will not be able to in the first few. And yeah, those rifles are going to power through and take down the next few kills, just leaving 2 remaining players for LFI here. But can't count them out just yet. Those sheriffs can be deadly. Every kill is strong, but it will be none to show for as Event Horizon GC get there first on the board.
Yeah, Event Horizon GC slowing down the fast-paced nature, which is Laser Freaks' attack on the A site. And I really like how they did that. They put a trip over on B and then put a camera over on A. And even though they had players over there, that camera is still really well placed. Because if they decide that the C site is worth hitting, then they're able to leave their players, or not their players, sorry, their camera over on the A side, and just have everyone rotate back C. And if that still doesn't work, they can still check the cam, see if any of the Laser Freaks Ivy players are pushed up on the A site over by Rebel. Then you just, and then you can hit them with the cam, you can do everything, and already Event Horizon not going to like this setup coming in from Event Horizon here, since Laser Freaks, They are pushing very far back into CT here, not contesting the site whatsoever. And a nice push coming out.
Yeah, that's just going to be a swing off of the tap. The flood comes through. The flood defense is that's what happens when you don't put any original force on the site. Oh, the right click doesn't land, nor do the left clicks, and so the classic will go down without a fight. However, Enders, just one little paint shell should do the trick, and it does here. Enders with 3 nice ones, and we'll get the showstopper online. It's a very, very minimal investment as it could have been. As Laser Freaks, they essentially take a lot of value from this round and snowball that win from the first 2, well, pistol and anti-eco rounds.
Yeah, I don't love how Event Horizon played that, since as you saw, they had a very strong Rolling Thunder over towards C-Link, going in towards B, hitting Vibing, making them go past and use the teleport, not taking any space though, because as we saw, Event Horizon, they just got shot at by CT, and once that happens, you are now getting attacked by 2 angles. And that is exactly what's going to allow Laser Freaks to just take advantage of everything that you're allowing them to get. Now, Enders already relocated up towards Rubble. Cross Unity, though, not allowing Tracy to get anything. With an early kill, able to shut that down. And I believe that I think that Laser Freaks, they are going to be in a little bit of trouble here if they get both this raise taken down. And it does seem like Event Horizon has some idea that after that paint shell and C's came through that somebody's here, and there's going to be the Prowler and a nice fault line, the combo, and it does seem like this raise might just get shut down.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish that there would have been either 2 things going on there, that LFI, actually decide, hey, we're going to give up A just completely, or if somebody would rotate off from that C site. Either way, you're still thinning out your defenses, but that's the problem with losing a kill right off the rip. Vibing picks up a long-range judge kill. You love to see it, but that's just Valorant for you. Now, 2 ults for LFI here, but it's going to be tough trying to get back into this round. Jen with the Dizzy, doesn't tag on immediately to the Omen, but now the shots will, so Vibing picks that one up. I believe still the Paranoia. There comes the Thrash. Hold up, it's bad. The worst for Event Horizon here. Detains 1 and Tree, detains 2, and that's a free win. Vibing gets 4, and it's LFI, Laser Freaks, Ivy with a 4th round.
Yeah, Laser Freaks really coming in clutch here, especially when we saw that Thrash make its appearance in the round. Event Horizon just had nothing to counter, and now a timeout being called for Event Horizon GC, which personally I love this. I think that this is the perfect time to take it after you plant the spike 4 rounds and get diffused 4 rounds. You gotta make some changes, make some differences in your setup, and potentially be able to hold that post plant for longer and not allow that diffuse to come in any longer.
I mean, yeah, it really is a whole bunch of different factors. And right now, it's not feeling like it's super one way or the other, but it just, at the end of the day, it's one team coming out on top time and time again. Now you see the timeout on the eco round. So I guess they are looking to Thrifty here. Now, you could always say, hey, they're just trying to think about their buy round and just slow it down with this round, maybe not give too much time for the enemy to prepare. But it just, I don't know. Timeouts on these kind of rounds feel very, very weird for me. It feels like they are going for that Thrifty, for that eco win. And will they get it? I mean, I sure hope so. I love seeing some fun, entertaining Valorant, but I don't know what exactly they're going to be able to cook up here. My only thought is that Overdrive, that Neon Ultimate, that can just get them this A main control early, and that'll give them really plenty of options. They can pivot to B, they can go upstairs, and then from there, it doesn't matter. Or they can just straight up hit the A site, and that Overdrive will be invested to start this one off.
Yeah, immediately here, the Vulnerable comes out off of the alarm bot here, forcing Event Horizon's Overdrive Neon to back up for a little bit, but it is not for anything. It's in vain, and Event Horizon takes the site, but with the Prowler missing on Notomy, there's going to be the kill, and the 2K here. Event Horizon, despite popping ult, are going to be in a tough situation until Unity a fantastic comeback. There's going to be the Rolling Thunder. Will there result in another one? Cross Unity able to find a fourth on for the ace here. Oh, never mind. That's not on for the ace. The kill comes down, shutting down Cross Unity. There's going to be the next one. But with the reveal coming out, they know they have to push, and they know they're going to be able to find the kill in a thrifty round from Event Horizon to finish out and finally make themselves back in this series.
I guarantee you 100,000 million bajillion percent that was not what they drew up in their timeout. That you can't just draw that up. You can't say Cross Unity go kill them all with your sheriff. Just get 3, just boom boom boom, 3 shots, 3 bullets, 3 kills over towards stairs. Hello, that is absurd. The fact that you can get that. But hey, you have to take your wins, and you'll certainly take one there. Now, capitalize on it. Snowball a little bit more, right? You're going to see the Cypher over towards A, trying to resist a little bit more. But again, now, this aggression towards A, it works. Mirror it towards C now if you're not going to do it again towards A, because now you're just getting funneled. You're losing all that space, and this A lurk is going to keep biting you time and time again if you don't keep aggressing there.
And right now, Laser Freaks Ivy, 3 ultimates on the board, 3 powerful ultimates on the board at that. Outside, though, about to take an aggressive angle with the Omen right on the other side, vibing, looking to find this kill and able to make it happen, connecting the dots on their screen, bringing out the showstopper, unable to connect it to the next, finding nothing. There's going to be the C's, however, a nice little fault line to block it off. They understand Rebels being the next shot targeted, and so much. Tracy able to find one, but that's not going to make for another. And a 3v3 is Event Horizon able to take this and bring it back to a 4-3 corner. There's going to be from the shadows clearing off the site, and everyone going through tree room and able to make themselves completely gathered on the site.
Oh, this post-plant push, though. I don't know if I like it too much. There's the flash, and maybe that was the missing piece, but the shots are missing off the... Doesn't matter, though, because eventually everybody just falls on down. I mean, they all fall over. What else you want me to say? It shouldn't have been that result off of a little bit of the whiffiness, but hey, we'll take the round off the back of the Thrifty and force Laser Freaks Ivy now onto an eco of their own.
Now, Laser Freaks Ivy, despite being in a 4-1 situation, this looks to be Event Horizon making the comeback and potentially bringing this back to a 4-4 series. And now, there still is going to be the Killjoy lockdown. However, without the showstopper, Laser Freaks Ivy is going to have a little bit of a harder time making those retakes happen. At least, I mean, you'd think, but as we saw earlier, they were doing it very proactively. Already, though, the site's being achieved with the Nightfall coming through, but they're coming back right on the site. Nobody gets hit by the Nightfall. That's insane. And now Aftershock gets used, and it's all going to be Event Horizon still.
Oh, these fights. It's just... Laser Freaks Ivy are getting soloed. Like, there's 3 players that keep on pushing up from Event Horizon, and they get the space by just isolating that one player that's holding the angle. I think if Laser Freaks Ivy are going to commit to their fight, they should. But right now, they get taken down by the spray down from Para. It's just a 4-4 tie after what was a 4-1, and then there was a timeout. And yeah, I guess the coach's words paid off. It's a tie game, and I think Laser Freaks Ivy might be set up for a timeout of their own.
Yeah, Laser Freaks Ivy looking to potentially be taking time out, as you said, but does seem like they're going to wait at least one more round before doing so here. Still, they have money, and it's not totally, not at least controllable. They still can bring this forward and bring this to a 6-6 half, bring this to an 8-4 half in the best odds for them. However, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the most likely scenario here. Right now, though, the A push is going to be deceived, and moving over towards B, we're going to be seeing Event Horizon taking this site, but with 2 people still on the extremities. Could be difficult, but no, Tracy getting taken down immediately. Lamaugen able to find 1, but that's all they will be able to find. And now, the lockdown comes out. The paranoia is not enough. And Cross Unity up for 3 already, and the 4th is on. I mean, it's on track right now with 1 more player in Nadami able to get this, but if anyone's going to be able to find the kill first, it will be Miyato. Oh, do they find it? Yes, they do.
Ooh, weird plant spot, though. I mean, this is going to be interesting, right? There's a fault line for the tap. No, just waits and actually pops it beforehand. The positioning given on away. There's the initial tap. The headshot angle is not quite found yet. Walking around backside, can't quite find anybody. And then Jasmine will peek from heaven. Finally spots it out. Peekaboo. And you'll get a round win. Make that a lead now for Event Horizon as they get themselves up to 5. And yes, there is the timeout coming from Laser Freaks Ivy. I agree with this decision. I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive, right? They were taking that A main control and they were capitalizing off of it in the first 5 rounds. And then the timeout happened and then they got scared and just kept getting punished. I think they should either take that space, keep on going, threaten the aggression, force them to go somewhere else, or take that immediately and then give it up. Strengthen other parts of the map, play for retake, something of that sort, because Event Horizon, they love to push out after they get that bomb down. They love pushing out post plant, and I think that's maybe one of the vulnerable times that you can collect on a few free kills, especially in a round like this with a Thrifty and a few Stingers.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I think that especially with Event Horizon being so proactively making plays, they've already had 2 breach ults in one half alone. And I think you kind of have to like play aggressive into that, which it does seem like that's been happening a lot of aggression. But I mean, maybe try different sites because so far we've seen A pushes, we've seen B pushes. So far, nobody's really tried contesting C main. And I think that that could be where you're going to be able to find that success that you do want. I mean, it obviously could just backfire completely. We have no idea what Event Horizon is going to be doing with this 3rd Rolling Thunder, but it never hurts to try when you are starting to just throwing things against a brick wall and failing. You need to cook up something new. You need to find a new strategy, and with the Nightfall coming down again, Event Horizon able to take the C site in fashion. Oh, but that might do it. Jasmine taken into account with that breach ult coming in. The Rolling Thunder find nothing though. No kills whatsoever. Oh, but that's gonna do it. The detain comes
that's
out.
The first detain. I mean, this fight over towards CT is massive. The only question is, can you come out on top? The answer, no, not quite. I mean, you get 1 pick, but you use that Thrash in a round where you're trying to swing this the other way, but here comes the double flank. This is actually site gained. Wait, there's nobody on site. Hello? Jasmine's gonna land some shots. It doesn't do so, but this bomb should be safe for the defuse. Never mind, I didn't know where it was planted. And with that being said, it looks like Tracy is in a 1v2. Sure, there can be more damage done, but that will be a little costly, honestly, for Laser Freaks Ivy, as they find themselves down an ultimate, down a particular strategy. They had the right idea when everybody was over towards CT, but they didn't capitalize to the point where I really wish Jen would have just stayed there in that corner, in spawn, gotten 1, maybe 2. That would have been ideal if you can get up to that spot because you know they're pushing up. You had the right read. You just didn't act on it.
And now we're going to be seeing Laser Freaks Ivy, similar play as we saw earlier here, looking to get that little bit of aggression canceled, though. We do see a lot of people heading over towards the A site. But that's completely faked with so much aggression on the C site. Sliding in fast lane as well. Smokes on board. And it's nice spray through smoke to take down the shields of Natami. And now lots of pushes coming in here. There's going to be the Prowler first thing. Vi being able to find the first para, though. Up for 2. Now 2v4 situation. Event Horizon with the spike placed. All you have is a Nightfall, and that is 1 other player with you here, with a lot of utility, though, so it isn't technically in a terrible situation yet.
I mean, it's just so rough. Laser Freaks Ivy, they have no space. They keep doing the same thing, and that's getting picked or maybe finding 1 kill, but the initial pressure, they're like, okay, if you're pressuring over towards A, we're just going to run it all the way back over to C now and plant the bomb. And so here comes the initial stun. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do there. Honestly, Laser Freaks Ivy, my thing to say to you is flip the map. Commit to that flank. I don't care. If it loses, it's on me. Sure. You can blame it on me. That's fine. But honestly, go for that A flank. Send 3 players all the way to break that trip because you know they're going to push out in a CT. They're probably going to plant for that back site. And yes, it's going to be tough to retake, but it's better than losing all of your utility while just sitting back and spawn waiting for everybody to group up. That's not quite ideal. And of course, now they pick the unlucky timing with the Killjoy on A. They're going to be playing a retake yet again for the A side after getting faked out just by a haunt on C.
Yeah, C is coming in with just to sell the idea of a flank, and especially with the Prowler clearing nothing on B site. There's going to be nothing too clear, which is why Nanami able to try and hold this off. Nano Swarm will do a decent job at it, but with the Aftershock available, it's gonna find the kill on surviving, and now Nightfall gets used, but not much is gonna be able to capitalize upon it with all 3 players sitting on stairs. There's Jasmine for the first onto Enders, connecting with that ult activated. The overdrive finds 2 more, and a flawless round for Event Horizon GC, and a 4K for Jasmine. And now that Smite Classic getting pulled out after 4K. Gotta love it.
I mean, like at this point, I was like kind of not rooting for Laser Freaks Ivy, but I was like, I know they can do so much better than they are. And the fact that they did not get a single round after the timeout was called by Event Horizon goes to show just how strong these 2 teams are, what their skill ceiling is. Because we know Laser Freaks Ivy have control. They can take control of this map just like they did in the first 5 rounds. But Event Horizon, what a turnaround this has been to go from that 4-1 scoreline over to 8-4. I mean, this is something. And sure, you can call it attack side Lotus. You can call it Neon Diff, whatever you want. But still, this is an absurd performance, and I hope for Event Horizon that they now keep up that same style of realizing where the weaknesses are in their opponent's setups and in their play style.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's just going to be a nice push coming in off the nice paranoia. Everything about this looks so clean. It looks so fresh. And Event Horizon, they have just such a good understanding of how they want to play this map. Play for a retake. 3 players looking to flank potentially. But the site's been taken, and it's a 5v4. Laser Freaks Ivy able to get the bomb down here. There's going to be the first one detected. Not able to connect the bullets, but Minako taken down first. There's Jasmine, but Jasmine only down for 1. And it's just a 2v4. I thought that would be a really good round for Event Horizon with how they were playing it at the start, using the paranoia well. But unfortunately, Laser Freaks Ivy back in this to win this, taking the pistol round most likely here with no headshots being attained. It's going to be Laser Freaks Ivy making themselves back in the game.
Let's do this.
Everybody knows about those timings where you look away from that one angle after you've been holding it for 30 seconds and they swing you on that 2 seconds that you're not looking at it. Well, you can also kind of calculate those timings in a way that works out for you. Event Horizon, right? They had the right idea. They flipped the map. They went for that triple flank. But they had that breach over towards that stairs area, playing just kind of defensively, passively, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. You can calculate that timing by applying that pressure onto the 1 player close. Then you cut noise. Then you think, okay, why is no one moving if you're the attackers? And that's when you can let your breach start to strike along with that 3-man push from the flank. That's where you're going to see the value come in. But enough about the past. Let's look into the future. Not Amy finds themselves very, very troubled over towards this A main area, and that's going to allow for space to be gained literally everywhere else. It's bullets that find the heads of the Event Horizon GC. And Laser Freaks, they bounce back. They say attack is our half now. And we're going to walk it over to C.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem a little bit closer than what we saw in the first pistol round. 2v4 situation here. Hera coming in fast with a Guardian. This is the player that if you want to be able to win this round, they have the gun. They have what's needed here. Just a little bit of intuition to understand one might be behind this box. Could be the difference between winning and losing here. Turning this into a 3v4. Not 3v4, sorry, 2v3. But there's going to be the flash coming in. Unable to find anything. The aftershock comes in, but if only that was a little bit closer to the right side of the screen. Instead, This fade's still there. Tracy ready and loaded. Vibing, able to find the first. There's going to be the... And they do find the person, but they do not get the kill. And Tracy able to get the kill with the Bulldog, finishing the round 6-8.
I mean, even in those small interactions, well, smaller interactions, I mean, you really should be thinking, okay, if you're going to give away your positioning over towards Waterfall, which they might have a general idea that you're there, but still, if you're going to use an Aftershock, don't use it in the middle of nowhere. At least try and use it on that box, help out your teammate just a little bit more. But they missed that, and that's the little things, right? Event Horizon GC maybe now struggling in this half because they don't quite have themselves, mentally oriented or whatever you want to call it. It just feels like they're off again, right? It's a new half, and they're kind of waiting for their setup to start to work. And what they need to do is find that out. Obviously, easier said than done. But Laser Freaks Ivy, they must just be good on those pistol rounds. We'll see if it continues into the remainder of the half, because when Event Horizon GC gets their guns, it has been all of them for sure.
Yeah, right now there's going to be a little bit of damage.
Yeah, and even just walking up towards the C site, like you're walking up, you're taking the space, the Dizzy is invested, you get it back, you grab the orb now, and all of a sudden this becomes a threat that you cannot contain if you're a Cypher, if you're a Fade. You can try and break this. Oh, gets tripped up by the tripwire, and that's actually going to be the best case scenario, because now you have all of this util that nobody is feeling safe to go an entry on. They do break at least one trip, but that's a tag over. And Amy will go down towards the A site. Now you start to feel a little bit claustrophobic if you're Laser Freaks Ivy, because now you don't have an option towards A. You're pinched towards C. You're not in there. And your only hope is to really walk on over to B. But you spot the neon there, and now it becomes just, what do we do? We're kind of just gambling. Jasmine, good for the first kill, and the Wingman sure is going to go on into plants. And wait a minute, the bullets, they are landing. The Wingman down. There's the jiggle, and Cross Unity will be good for 3 on the round. It's 6-9 the score, but Event Horizon, they get their guns, and they take it yet again.
Event Horizon on the back of Cross Unity, 19-8 the KD for this breach, putting in the work, putting in the effort to drag this team across the board. Some of these rounds have just been laid in the tracks of Cross Unity. So going into round number 16 here, I mean, will we be seeing the same thing? It does seem like a big A push from the side of Event Horizon. Will they be going for it? No real utility besides that turret to stop them, so they could just break that fast, keep going, flank fast, but does seem like they will be opting in for a B hit. Your trip wire in place to cause a little bit of sustain, but it will not find anything with a little bit of bullets hitting the side of Cross Unity, not giving him much to work with after that.
And as much as I agree with this extension over towards, that B-Link area, there's only so many ways that you can play off Spike. You really have to get back on site. You have to swing back into the place now that the defenders have gained. And just like that, right? The nade's already out. That's additional stall. That's completely gone. Now you have the stick that can come on through. Yeah, this is pure disaster. You have to hope that the player in heaven gets all the work done, and they do at least some, but that's just it. And that is the beauty of Event Horizon GC realizing, hey, we know they're going to push up towards that post plant. Let's just pop the door open. We flip the map on them. We get a free site because they've pushed into B main because they have to. They didn't go heaven. They didn't go towards that A-Link breakable door room. They instead, they fell on over. And so Event Horizon, they get themselves another round courtesy of those rifles in their hands.
Yeah, coming into the next round here, we will be seeing the Overdrive online here. Especially, I don't even know if we'd be seeing it come out, since we do see Jasmine buying out with a Vandal here. The massive push coming in. Extremely fast-paced gaming. Event Horizon's specialty. And to counter it, we see Laser Freaks playing slow. And as we saw in 2 rounds ago, this slow playstyle does not always work in their favor here. Vibing with the Paranoia out, putting down. There's going to be the first little bit of damage coming in, but Jasmine able to find the opening pick, and Paranoia ending the lives of 3 with Miniko alone. And there's going to be Asalai to end off the fight. Flawless round, and Event Horizon making their way to 11.
And again, I mean, if you want to take this back to the previous half, right, that is exactly how you play that Rebel scenario. Laser Freaks, when they were on the defense, they had their raise up there, they had the fade, they had the necessary info, but they just didn't have any conditions for, what if somebody pushes? Then they start to flounder, they start to flail, because they have no way out. They have to commit to the fight there, because there's no smoke to get on out. Their Omen is lurking B and has to hold that space. Otherwise, if they let go of that angle for a minute, they're donezo. They're getting taken out. That B site opens on out. So that's why maybe the Omen getting inserted over towards A is going to work a little bit better. Event Horizon already getting taken down. Jasmine, oh no, the overdrive resulting in a zip, zilch, and nada. But it's okay. Mineko can at least try and reclaim the space with a little bit of a smoke and some bullets. And a 1-for-1 trade, honestly, a pretty good resolve for Event Horizon here. Alyssa, you got to get out though. What the heck, Mineko? Where did that come from? And yeah, you're going to push up into their spawn after you get 2 kills. Feel the confidence, feel the schmoves going on in, and it's Alyssa that's got to pick a timing here. Will pick the correct one and lands the bullets onto the first, and it's Para to land the bullets onto the second. It will be 12-6, and Event Horizon put themselves on series point.
12 kills, 12 deaths, and a total of 16 assists. But the assists aren't all this Omen is good for. Getting the kills and closing out the round is exactly what Event Horizon's players are built for. And right now, going on to series point, since there is only one map, I mean, Event Horizon, they are not in a position to lose. So right now, they are going to have a great time running this down, running the fade of Laser Freaks Ivy. The first kill comes out with a nice slide. There's going to be the next one coming out from the Omen in B main, as we've seen before. Cross Unity, though, picking up another, but with Cross Unity dead, it could be difficult. Nightfall out, and Echo able to get taken down, but it's not enough to close out the map. With one player remaining here, there's Nano Swarm's going to cause a little bit of damage, and there's a kill, but is it enough? The answer is going to be no, and that's a 13-6 team ace. Event Horizon GC closing out the map and ending our day with a 13-6.
Well, you called it. It wasn't a tough prediction, but you did say this map was going to be a little bit more competitive than a 13-0, and you were correct. This was a 13-6, a lot closer. But it was kind of still that one-sided for Event Horizon, right? It was just the pistol rounds that tripped them up, so maybe that's something for them to work on in dry runs and scrims, whatever. But still, a great map by them. They realized the strengths of their comp. They had those conditionals where it's like, if this is going to happen, I'm going to either get out of dodge or I'm going to push on forward with my teammate. They seem to get that down to a T, recognize the weaknesses of their opponents, whether that be, after post plant, they're waiting for the opponents to, come on and gather in around. They just interrupt it completely. Either way, great game from Event Horizon GC. Sad that Laser Freaks IV couldn't quite get a little bit more to show from it, but honestly, they did put up a pretty solid fight, and one that will not go down in vain. However, they will move to 0-2 in the series.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are not going to be able to close it out with a 1-4 lead. It's unfortunate, but they still have more games to be played. So that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you for coming in. My name is Cherry Jake. Joining me here was Arcast, my king and Lord and Savior. But that's going to be it from us. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.
Thoughts inside my brain, I couldn't be more better than this. I wish it didn't haunt me, man. I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, yeah.